So, I have a little life update. As you can read by the title, I got another cat.
What?
You guys might be very confused because you're like, you definitely just got your first cat like 5 seconds ago. And you're not wrong. I got Draco in November and I had never had a cat in my life, and everybody told me whenever I was even thinking about getting a cat, they're like, if you get a kitten, you need to get 2. Kittens and cats are just very different from dogs. Dogs, you can really have one by itself and like it's fine, but cats have so much energy, especially like kittens. They truly do need a playmate. And Draco, honestly, the first like few months I had him, it was fine. Like he was small, like he couldn't really jump on many things yet. He slept most of the day. And I loved him. We bonded so much, and the thought of getting a second cat, even though like I knew that I should, I was like, Draco is my little buddy, he's my son, like we bonded so much, like I don't want to share my love, like what if he gets jealous? Like I was worried about so many things, but it just got to a point where I literally felt like I had a newborn child. Like I was not sleeping. Like he was just bouncing off the walls all night. Like he was trying, like ripping my tapestry off the wall, like pulling tacks out of my posters, he was just bored. He was so bored. He had so much energy, and like I could only play with him so much and entertain him so much that I just like hit a breaking point. Like I literally hadn't slept for like 2 weeks straight, and I'm like, I am getting a second cat. So I ended up talking to one of my coworkers. She works with an animal rescue, and I ended up finding my little Kiwi girl there. This is Kiwi. She is very sleepy. I just woke her up from a nap. But yes, she is my little baby. Oh, her eyes are so pretty. See, she's already over me. Look, 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 look. Oh, sweet girl. I love her little white paws. She looks like she has socks on. I'm like manhandling her, I'm sorry. Look, she looks like she's wearing, and she looks like she stepped in paint. Oh, she's so cute. She's so sweet. Oh, I've always wanted a black cat. I literally ended up with Draco just by chance, and he is gorgeous, but in my heart, like I always my whole life wanted a black cat, so I love her so much. But yes, I named her Kiwi after the Harry Styles song. My first cat, Draco, is named after Harry Potter, so I had to show some love to the other Harry in my life, of course. So her name is Kiwi. She's got the little kiwi green eyes, and I love her so much. I am so happy. Like literally getting Draco was like the best decision I ever made for myself. Like I love him so much. Like I had never really not had a pet in my life, so whenever I moved into this apartment on my own, like it was great for a few months, but it gets lonely living alone, and I am a total loner, but still, like you can't help but get lonely, and like he makes my life so much more interesting. I love him so much, but getting Kiwi has like made my world a million times better. They are best friends. It definitely wasn't like that in the beginning. Whenever I first brought her home, which so many people told me, so I was prepared, he was obsessed with her from the second like he saw her. Like he just wanted to be her best friend. He wanted to play with her, he wanted to snuggle with her, but she was not that sure. She was very scared, very nervous, and lots of hissing, lots of swatting the first few days. But after that, I mean, by the end of the week, they were like sleeping together. Like they were just best friends. They just all day now, they wrestle around. They're kind of like little partners in crime, because Draco still can be a little turd and he will still pull the tacks out of my wall, and then he literally will like, instead of messing with it on his own, he like brings it over to Kiwi and drops it down, and they like bat it back and forth. It's adorable though, so I can't really get mad. But yeah, like the best decision ever. Like I cannot believe that I used to leave Draco at home alone. I mean, I work from home 2 days a week. I have half day Fridays, so it's not like he's home alone like all the time, but the days that I did have to go into the office, or the days that like I would leave or whatever, it makes me so sad to think that he like didn't have a friend now. Like I can't believe I didn't always have 2 cats. So I just like would say, if you have a cat or you're thinking about getting a cat, I know it sounds like a lot to get 2, but I promise you it literally is easier. It's like the opposite of what you would think. I thought it would be so much more work. I thought it would be so much harder. And like, don't get me wrong, like you do like have to clean the litter box like more often. Like you have to clean it every day. Like there's a lot more going on there. You have to like completely change it out a little more often. I mean, it's double the food. Like, yes, I guess if they have a vet issue, you now have a second cat, but like for the most part, like day-to-day basis, life is so much easier. Like he's entertained, he has a friend, like you don't have to get a second. Like you already have a litter box, you already have the toys, you already have your cat tower. Now there's just a second cat there to enjoy it, and they're just so much happier. Like it's so much better. It's so funny. It's been such a like learning experience for me. Their personalities are so completely different. Draco, it's so funny because Draco is way more like rowdy and like crazy than she is. Like he is like sprinting around, jumping on things, but he's also way more like cuddly and affectionate. Like he always wants to like just be on me. Like he like sleeps on my neck half the time. I can pick him up and carry him around for like 10 minutes and he will let me. Like he just is a total purr monster and he loves it. Where she is so much more of like a little angel. Like she really doesn't, like she's not as rambunctious. She doesn't jump all over things like he does. She doesn't like get into things and mess with things, and like if you tell her to stop, she stops, unlike Draco. But she is very much that typical cat where she only wants to be like cuddled and snuggly on her own terms, like when she chooses to. If I pick her up, she will let me hold her for all of like 3 or 4 seconds, and then she's like trying to jump out of my arms. Like she's not into it. I can't like smother her the way that I do Draco, because she just like backs out of it. She's like, no, not into it. But the second you like stop paying attention to her, she'll come over and she'll lay next to you and she'll snuggle up. And like when I get out of bed in the morning, she's always like weaving between my legs and rubbing up against me. But you know, if you like bend down to show her some affection, she's like, no, and she runs off. Like she's kind of a little brat that way. But I feel like it's nice because honestly, if I had 2 cats that were like total cuddle monsters, it would be a lot. Like I think that I would just like be suffocated by them. So it's nice to have one that's like cuddly and one that's like a little more independent and like doesn't need my constant like attention. And they just like balance each other out so well. Like they're such a good little mix, and I'm just so happy that I got her. Like honestly, I could have done it sooner. Like I was so nervous. I was so nervous that my coworker, she got 2 cats from the beginning. Like she got 2 cats at the same time. And she tried to tell me, and she told me over and over, like every time I complained about Draco, she's like, girl, you just need to get him a sibling. So yeah, I'm happy that I did it. I'm happy I got a girl. I went back and forth. Like so many people were like, oh, it's better to do boy and boy. It's better to do whatever. But yeah, I think the girl is the easiest option because I never felt like there was really like a territorial issue with him. I don't know if there would have been if there was a guy, but I think it's a safer option if you already have a boy to bring a girl in. Obviously they were both already spayed and neutered. That was one thing that was really nice. Draco is a beautiful cat and like no regrets about how I got him, but with Draco, my coworker literally just found him like outside and she just was trying to rehome him. So I took him. He didn't have anything. He had no shots. He was full of worms. Like I had to bring him to the vet and like it was fine, but you know, I had to put like $500 or so into just getting him situated. Where Kiwi, I got her from a rescue, so they already had everything done. Like she had already been spayed. She was completely up to date on her shots. Like she was already like litter box trained and everything, which like Draco is fine with litter box. Like I've yet to have a cat accident in this apartment, which has been great. But yeah, it was nice because like when you get it from a rescue, like they're just very caring. They know what they're doing. And yeah, I think it was like a $70 adoption fee, but like everything was already done. Like I've had yet to spend any like maintenance money on her. So I would definitely recommend, I mean, any way that you can like adopt a cat is a good way, if it's not from a breeder, obviously, but like, I would recommend just for your own convenience, for your budget, if you can get a cat from a rescue, like that is the way to go for sure. But yeah, that is it. I just wanted to introduce you to my new child. I know she's been bouncing around in videos, but I hadn't given the official announcement. So yeah, I am now the mother of 2. Draco and Kiwi, my ode to both of my Harrys. I love them so much. And yeah, that is it. I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.